Saint Valentine's Day, History, Customs, and Tradition. Every February across the country, candy, flowers, and gifts are exchanged between loved ones, all in the name of Saint Valentine. But who is this mysterious saint and why do we celebrate this holiday? The history of Valentine's Day and its patron saint is shrouded in mystery, but we do know that February has long been a month of romance. Saint Valentine's Day, as we know it today, contains vestiges of both Christian and ancient Roman tradition. So, who was Saint Valentine and how did he become associated with this ancient rite? Today, the Catholic Church recognizes at least three different saints named Valentine or Valentinus, all of whom were married. Legend of Valentine's Day. There are various popular and interesting legends of Saint Valentine's Day. Some legends trace the origin of the Valentine's Day to pagan times, while others link it one or more saints of early Christian church. Yet another point of view on the origin of Valentine's Day link it to the beginning of birds mating season. Popularity of the festival is perhaps due to the combined effect of all these legends along with the notion that spring is the time for love. Early Christian church indicates the presence of at least two saints named Valentine. Some scholars, however, say that there were as many as seven saints credited with the name of Saint Valentine or Valentinus, all of whom lived in the 3rd century and apparently died on the same day. Given here are some of the most popular of all legends of Saint Valentine's. Several histories trace the origin of Valentine's Day to pagan times in ancient Roman Empire. In those times, people organized a holiday on February 14 to honor Juno, the mythological queen of Roman gods and goddess. The Romans also regard Juno as the goddess of woman and marriage. From the following day, February 15, start the fertility festival called the Feast of Lupercalia. This feast was organized to protect humans from wolves and to honor the Roman gods of agriculture, Lupercus and Faunus, beside the founders of Rome, Romulus and Remus. During the Feast of Lupercalia, members of Lupercali and Order of the Roman priests used to gather in a secret cave where Romulus and Remus were believed to have been cared for by a she-wolf or lupa. Following the tradition, the priest would sacrifice a goat for fertility and a dog for purification. Boys would slice the goat's hide into strips, dip them in the sacrificial blood, and move about the streets gently, slapping women and filled with animal hide. Women folk gladly received a slap as they believed that the practice would make them more fertile. Later, during the feast of Lupercalia, all the young women in the city would place a sheet of their name in a big urn. Bachelors in the city would each then take a sheet out of the urn and become paired for the girl whose name was on the sheet for the rest of the year. Quite often, the paired couple would fall in love and marry. Later, when Christianity spread through Rome, the practice of finding mate through lottery was deemed unchristian and outlawed. Around 498 AD, Gelasius is said to have declared February 14 Saint Valentine's Day. Some writers link Valentine's Day with Feast of Lupercalia because of similar date and connection with fertility. According to one very popular legend, Valentine was priest in Rome who lived during the reign of Emperor Claudius II. Under his regime, Claudius is said to have engaged Rome into several bloody battles. To strengthen his army, the emperor continuously needed to recruit soldiers. However, Claudius found that not many soldiers were keen to join the army because of attachment with their wives and families. In order to sever the bond of attachment, Claudius cancelled all marriage and engagement in Rome. Valentine, a romantic at heart priest, defined this callous degree of Claudius by secretly arranging marriage of young men and women. When Valentine's defense was divorced by the emperor, he was brutally beaten up and put to death on February 14, about 270 AD. For this martyrdom and dedication for the cause, Valentine was named a saint after his death. By Middle Age, Saint Valentine became popular as the patron saint of love and lover in England and France to the extent that Pope Gelasius declared February 14 as Valentine's Day on 480 ate and put an end to pagan celebration. To Saint Valentine's martyrdom, a day became an occasion to celebrate love. Another famous legend on Saint Valentine's Day, Valentine was an early Christian in Rome who was very popular amongst children. But during the time when Valentine lived, Roman regime was not in favor of Christianity, and it even persecuted Christians to make Rome free of the followers of Christianity. In spite of the strict law, Valentine continued to practice his faith and refused to worship Roman gods. This enraged Emperor Claudius II, and he put Valentine into prison. Valentine is said to have spent a year in rigorous imprisonment, during which he was missed a lot of by children. They began to toss laughing notes and flowers between the bars of his cell window. To an extent, this legend may explain the tradition of exchanging notes and flowers on Valentine's Day. Some scholars believe that during his stay in prison, Valentine made friends with jailers, blind doctors who at times brought to him notes and flowers from children. Whenever possible, Valentine also replied to the notes. Days before his execution, Valentine prayed for the jailer's doctor, and she regained her sight. Before his death, Valentine is also said to have written farewell note for the jailer's doctor and signed it from your Valentine. This expression is popular even till date. Some scholars believe that Valentine was killed because he tried to help Christians escape from the Roman prison as they were being tortured and beaten. Yet another set of scholars say Emperor Claudius II was impressed by Valentine's kindness and good behavior. He even stated that Valentine could be freed if he agreed to worship Roman gods. Valentine not just refused, he even tried to convert Emperor to Christianity. This made Claudius very angry, and he ordered his execution. Valentine was beheaded on February 14. Some scholars talk about the presence of yet another Saint Valentine's related to Valentine's Day celebration of February 14. This Valentine was a bishop residing in Ramna, today known as Terni. In Italy, in the 3rd century, he is said to have dedicated his life to the Christian community of Terni, becoming the first bishop of the town. People adored Bishop Valentine and the fame of his holiness and miracle-rich Rome. Valentine was also linked with love because he is believed to be the first religious personage to oversee and the celebration of marriage between a pagan man and a Christian woman. This Saint Valentine is believed to have been imprisoned and beheaded by Placidus, prefect of Interanma. The relic bones of this Saint Valentine are housed in the Basilica in Terni. To commemorate the saint every year on February 14, the town of Terni hosts exhibitions and fairs cultural events. During the Middle Ages, people in England and France held a popular belief that birds stayed to look for a mate from February 14. This popular notion further strengthened the idea that Valentine's Day festival that falls in the middle of February should be celebrated as the day of love and romance. The concept soon gained ground amongst the lovers, and they began to celebrate the day by exchanging love notes and simple gifts like a flower. Other aspects of the story say that Saint Valentine served as a priest at the temple during the reign of Emperor Claudius. Claudius then had Valentine jailed for defying him in 496 AD. People Glacius set aside February 14 to honor Saint Valentine. Gradually, February 14 became the date for exchanging love message, and Saint Valentine became the patron saint of lover. The date was marked by sending poems and simple gifts such as flowers. There was often a social gathering or a ball in the United States. Miss Heather Howland is given credit for sending the first Valentine's card. Commercial Valentines were introduced in the 1800, and now the date is very commercialized. The town of Loveland, Colorado does the large post office business around February 14. The spirit of good continues as Valentine are sent out with the sentimental verses, and children exchange Valentine cards at school.